Okay then. I thought I would just like to talk about some of the first days at Rawson Avenue when we first moved in there, and I have some I think they're a little bit vague memories, and maybe you can fill in, or we can sort of reminisce together about what it was like then.
Sure. It's possible your mother would remember a good share of what went on there at Rawson. We had our small family.
Well, for instance, I've never talked to you about this before, and how did you were shopping for homes, looking for houses, and you probably looked at a number of homes, and so what made you choose that place in Franklin on Rawson Avenue?
That's very interesting. Do you remember anything about that?
I do.
Okay.
We thought it's something we can afford to pay.
Sure, that's like number one, but it's got to be some other things that really made you like it, right? Not just that you could pay for it.
No, because I didn't think I could be fussy, Because we were only married.
So there was nothing you liked about the house?
There would have been better, and stuff. And it was a nice farmhouse, but there wasn't a whole lot of room in it.
Well, it had some nice land.
It had some nice land. That was one of the things, and we talked about that before we bought it, and then we talked to the real estate people, and we said we'd like to buy an extra acre with it. So that's what made me do it too. We had a little bit of an investment there.
I don't know if you remember, we actually had Gene and Mr. Young out there to look at the house.
But I know he helped us. Yes.
What, to make sure that it wasn't going to fall down?
Well, we wanted their opinion on it.
Yeah, because they were...
Well, Gene was in construction, so he knew what to look for as far as...
Sure. This house was, certainly not a fantastic place.
It was an old place to begin with.
I know.
Yeah, and foundation made out of boulders.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is.
They gave it an okay. Jean and Helen had their home there in Wauwatosa.
Yeah, that was a cute little place.
And we were looking to get out of the house that we were renting from my parents. It was not a real pleasant place. My mother kind of oversaw things pretty well. So Grandma here wanted to get away from that place. Not that she was having a hard time.
No, it's totally understandable. That's what the normal situation would be with living with in-laws is not the best situation.
Yeah. It's a throwing a wrench in it. You have to be able to get along together. Yeah. That she really loved you boys and Karen. She really loved her grandchildren.
How can I remember that
Okay,
long?
let's start out with a different question then.
I can remember.
What do you and Mom remember most about the day I was born?
What's that day?
Anybody can start.
Well,
It was that day.
What?
It was that day, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yes. Yes.
Well, so what do you remember most about it?
I gave birth to you.
Okay, what do you remember? Mom yelling and screaming? Or?
I must admit I remember very little. I don't even know if I went to the hospital.
Well, it was almost 70 years ago,
Yes,
so I can't.
that's a long time for a brain to remember.
Yep, it is. So,
So I have to say I don't remember.
all right. And all you want to say is that's the day I was born?
No, I can say that.
Say some more then.
All right.
Was I happy when I came out or was I mad?
You scream like anybody else.
What else?
I don't know. You don't think about happiness and being mad at that time. I think you just are squealing for fresh air, for a gulp of air.
Okay.
In most cases, the births seem to proceed quite rapidly and not present any particular problems.
Do you remember how you got to the hospital?
I do.
Okay, so how'd you get to the hospital?
Ray took me.
So he was there.
He was there.
Okay. So you were there. But it was a long time
Apparently
ago.
I was there.
He held you.
Uh-huh. While I was yelling and screaming.
No. They presented you to me, all clean and washed up and snuggling in a blanket, and he held you that way.
You're pretty sure they didn't mix me up with somebody else?
I am certainly sure.
Okay. Dad, what do you remember most about your teenage years?
Well, I think they were uneventful. We lived in the house on 31st near Brown Street.
The house that Chris and I used to go and stay at on weekends sometimes. The one with the great big cherry tree in the backyard.
That's the one. There was a cherry tree in the back that would give us a nice bucket of cherries, and my mother would can them and use them for cherry pies, and well, we enjoyed the cherries.
Okay, well, I guess my most memorable story is when you guys would go out to the store shopping, and I would get the whole gang together to do different things in the house, clean, vacuum, wash, clean the bathrooms, what have you, put the toys away. And when you came back from shopping, which was usually quite a lengthy time because there was lots of things to buy for a large family, we would all hide, and you would come in the door and we would say, "Surprise!" and the whole house would be clean. And that I remember, I think, most vividly because it was such a happy moment, because you made a big fuss about it, because you knew we were very proud of ourselves for cleaning the house while you were gone. And of course I coordinated it all because I didn't have to crack any whips. Everybody volunteered to participate because it was so nice to see your happy faces when we'd come home and the house was clean. So that's probably one of the things I remember the most as far as interacting with you and making, because We had such a big family. Daddy was always very busy working at Miller or doing chores around the house. You were always very busy. There wasn't a lot of things I remember, leisure time. There wasn't a lot of leisure time where we got together as a family and did things. So that is something I remember as far as with the kids, and then interacting with you, having you be very happy that we accomplished that.
Okay. That makes me feel very good. Yeah. I mean, beyond what. I think that was wonderful, you know. I think seeing your happy faces that when you said surprise and everything, you know, as little kids.
Do you remember that we all hid?
No, I don't have a memory of that.
Okay.
But I mean, it must have been really nice.
Another thing I remember is going out to Okachi a lot. I think at that time I was just pre-driving years, teenager, but pre-driving, maybe 13 or 14.
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked going out to Okachi because I really liked swimming, especially on these hot, muggy Wisconsin summers. But I also remember that we tried to stay in the water as long as possible. And so then you would finally say, okay, everybody in the car, we're leaving. So invariably, one of us would be running up there to get in the car, and we still had wet trunks on. And so then you sit in the car there, right? For
All wet, yeah.
It was a half
Didn't
an
you have a
hour,
towel?
for mid-60s speed limits, so we're not going 80 miles an hour, we're probably going 60 at the most, with wet trunks and sitting in the car, and you're getting that itchy feeling because you're sitting there in wet trunks for an hour, and then you'd be poking each other in the back, and there's 8 kids in the car, and Dad would be up there driving, stop that fighting back there, and stop that wiggling around, and I'm like, hurry up and get home, my ass is itchy. I remember that.
Oh my goodness. 8. I don't know. Can you get 8 in the car?
You two
You
used
must have
to-
went in 2 cars.
Here's my picture of the Ladewig family going. This is another picture. We're going over to visit the Youngs in Brookfield.
Mm-hmm.
And we show up in a standard early 60s 4-door sedan. And it's kind of like a scene from a circus. Because you pull up into the driveway in this standard 4-door sedan, 4 doors fly open, and people start piling out. And people start piling out. And it's more and more and more. And people don't stop coming out of the car. You wonder how you got so many people in that car.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
But what you used to do, that was in the days before seatbelts.
Yeah.
Can't do that now. But Dad would be driving. There would be a kid sitting between Mom and Dad, and there'd be a kid on Mom's lap.
Yeah.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 in the front.
Yeah.
And then in the back, there'd be 3 large kids sitting on the seat. And then each one of those kids would have a kid on their lap. So let's count that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You got 10 people in a standard 4-door sedan.
Mm-hmm. Well, we had that sedan for quite a while, didn't we?
That's packing like a sardine can.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. And then we get a wagon.
And then Aunt Helen would open the door, and she'd have to keep the door open for 10 minutes for us all to get in the house.
Yeah. I thought that was so wonderful for them to have our big family there. And I thought it was so wonderful for his mother and father to have our great big family at their house.
Mom, what do you remember most about your mother? What's a fond memory of your mother?
The fondest memory of her is seeing her pray all by herself for her family. And it just touched my heart.
Mm-hmm. What was important to your mother?
Oh, my mother was educated. She liked music, and her family, well, of course, was very important to her.
And what do you remember most about your dad? What was important to Grandpa?
Well, his family was important to him too. I mean, he always came home from work, and didn't go to a tavern or anything. When things got hard during the Depression, he left home, and that's hard to do. Went clear across to the States, to the West, to get employment, to send money home so that my mother could cope with the Depression. I mean, feed us and clothe us and go on. And he was gone for 2 years.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. My mother was so happy when he got back home.
Of course. Taking care of all of you kids all by herself?
Yeah.
Yikes.
All right, well, we're going to sing happy birthday. You can help us out, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
1 and a 2 and a 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mom and Dad. Happy birthday to you.
Kissy, 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 kissy.
We got it.
Come on, you can do it. Come on, one more time.
Mom can't reach. She's having a hard time reaching Dad, and Mom's like, you gotta get closer to me. Get closer to me.
Yeah, don't do that.
All right, who's blowing?
We got
All right, you gotta blow the.
We thank you. We
Okay.
do.
Mom wants to sing something. All
Don't
right.
push
Yeah.
your face to the
Okay.
cake until the candles
Here we
go.
go.
We thank you, we do.
We
thank you, we do. We thank you, dear children. We thank you, we do.
Woo! All right, nice lunch there.
It's necessary.
We have to say
That is
children.
necessary.
Okay. All right, now you gotta
get to blow out
blow the candles out.
Okay.
Daddy, blow out the
Take
candles.
it.
One.
Take it 1, 2, 3. Take
Blow
in your
out
breath
the
and then blow
candles.
it out.
Can you hear?
The
He can't
candles.
hear you.
Blow out the candles.
All right.
Oh, ew.
Wow. Nice.
Commotion.
I was going to say craziness.